What is up guys, Cap over here, and welcome to our very first week of the R.E.D League. The brand new season is kicking off and we're going to be going against Bill, coach of the Adelaide Honchkrows, and I know he's out for revenge, so this is going to be quite the match. But before we get into this, be sure to smash that like button, sub to the channel, and if you want to check out Bill's side, be sure to look in the description down below and sub and like his stuff too, as he has a team builder and most likely he'll have the battle from his perspective. But let's get down to the team builder, as the team that we are prepping for is Manaphy, Darmanitan, Hitmonlee, Registeel, Weezing, Dragonair, Mega Dino, Porygon 2, Zapdos, Zoroark, and Alakazam. And just from past experience, I know Bill likes to run bulky teams, and I'm fully expecting, like, I wouldn't be surprised to not see Registeel, Mega Dino, and Porygon 2 all in one team. I don't see the Weezing coming in just because I don't think Weezing really does a lot in this battle. But then again, I could be wrong. But most likely I'm sort of predicting like a Registeel, Mega Dino, Porygon 2 sort of course, sort of bulk. Zapdos, I want Zapdos to come. Just because I think Zapdos, I can potentially capitalize on it. The things I'm really scared of is Darmanitan and Hitmonlee. For sure, 100%, those things frighten me. However, I do have checks to those things, and the main gist of this battle is, can I wear down his team down to a point where I can potentially sweep with someone like, as you can tell over here, our very first Pokemon, which is Au Contraire, the Superior, holding the Metal Plate, Leaf Storm, Taunt, Synthesis, and Knock Off. This Mon can actually take one Ice Beam from Porygon 2, knock off its Eviolite, and then potentially, you know, try to capitalize on what it's going to be doing next. Most likely, if he brings Porygon 2, it's going to have Bolt Beam, so Thunderbolt and Ice Beam recover, and if it is some weird variant of Porygon 2, then it might have Trick Room, but I could see Thunder Wave totally coming. Porygon 2 is quite the problem without Socks, so that's what I'm sort of playing with, but I knew I can wear it down because I have enough offensive pressure. But pretty much this Mon is meant to come in. Mega Dino is pretty much set up bait for it. Porygon 2, if I can get up like +4 or 2, then I'll be happy. It outspeeds Manaphy. It pretty much one-shots Manaphy, especially with the Metal Plate. It's not going to be doing a lot of damage. And then Zoroark, Zapdos, Mega Dino, Dragonair, Weezing, Registeel. Registeel is the only one that can really take a hit. In which case I don't want to stay in, but if it's getting damage on Darmanitan, I'm happy. So it's pretty much meant in to just try to finish off the battle, sweep up, clean up, and that's what I want Au Contraire to do. And it's a bit odd. We're starting off with our sweepers, trying to show what our end game is right away. This is our Choice Bandit, Entei, with Extreme Speed, Sacred Fire, Flare Blitz, and Iron Head. This Mon is actually just meant to come in to finish off his, as you can tell, his wall breakers, his sweepers are extremely weak on the defensive side. Darmanitan takes about 70 to 80% from a Choice Bandit Extreme Speed. Hitmonlee does too. Zoroark does too, and Alakazam, and most likely that is the only way he can really capitalize on the battle. Sacred Fire and Flare Blitz pretty much one-shot Registeel. It just does some huge damage. Mega Dino receives about 50. I think it's 50% if it is a defensive Mega Dino. I think the roll is it's like a, I want to say it's like a 45 to 60% chance to hit KO, depending on Mega Dino what it is. Zapdos doesn't take Flare Blitz. Porygon 2 doesn't really appreciate it either. So what I want Superion, my Entei, to do is try to finish off the battle that, you know, there's some chip damage. I can just simply finish them off with Extreme Speed. That way Darmanitan, Hitmonlee, Zoroark, and Alakazam aren't really that big of a deal. They're not that big of an issue, as long as I can really sort of chip at them and get some damage, make sure they don't come in for free, make sure that they get a little bit of damage, then I'm happy. Next up, we have our check to Darmanitan, which is my Wish, Haze, Scald, Protect, Leftovers, Vaporeon. And I was really going back and forth with Rocky Helmet and Leftovers because I know Darmanitan's going to be coming in, I know Hitmonlee's going to be coming in, and I just need chip damage on them. but ultimately decided, you know what, leftovers is going to be a bit better because I can slowly recover my HP. It can 1v1 the Mega Dino because Haze sort of negates the, you know, if he wants to run a Calm Mindset, then it sort of negates it. If he wants to run Tail Glow, Manaphy, I can sort of go for the Haze. If he wants to run, for example, if he brings Dragonair and wants to go for the Dragon Dance, then you know what, I just click Haze. So it's sort of a damage control for me. It allows me to make sure that he doesn't set up, because I know just from past battles, I know Bill likes to set up, and I'm not going to allow that to happen. So allowing it to, you know, Wish, Haze, and Scald, it builds me momentum. Protect is mostly just for Hitmonlee, just in case if it goes for high jump kick. I can also scout out the Zork if it is a potential Zork. If it seems too good to be true, then most likely it is too good to be true, and that's what I'm going to go off of in this one. Pretty much, and it is my check to Darmanitan, because even if it is a choice banded Darmanitan, first of all, I'd be happy if it is, because that means I can outspeed it with a couple Mons, and secondly, it can take it relatively well. It's a 2-hit KO. I guess it can relatively take it well. It is still a 2-hit KO, but he's taking a lot of damage in retaliation, and pretty much he just KOs himself. So I gotta keep this thing healthy. I gotta make sure it doesn't get down to a point where Darmanitan can revenge kill it. And yeah, next up we have on count the Gliscor with the Toxic Gore, Poison Heal, Earthquake Knockoff, Stealth Rock, Protect. Once again, this is just a scout out Zork. If it's too good to be true, then most likely it is too good to be true. This thing can actually take a Ice Beam from Porygon 2, which is fantastic. I think it's like, it still does a ridiculous amount of damage, but it can take it, and that's what I wanted to do. Mostly because I want to knock off the Eviolite on it. I put on Stealth Rock because, like I said before, I just needed chip damage on Zork, Zapdos, Hitmonlee, Darmanitan, or Manaphy, just so that they're all in range for my sweepers to come in and make sure, you know, just to clean up a bit, just to do some tidy work, because either he's going to be switching out a lot and taking a lot of Stealth Rock damage, or I want to make sure I can apply the pressure on him. Earthquake is just good because it does a decent amount of damage on everything on his team. Pretty much this is my check to Hitmonlee too. High jump kick, Hitmonlee, that is reckless, and Life Orb doesn't really do a lot, and Hitmonlee just, it doesn't do much to this thing. It's just, eventually he's gonna miss either if he runs Stone Edge. Eventually he should miss it. If he runs high jump kick, then you know what, God bless you, man. God bless you for doing that. Pretty much it's a good wall. I think it's gonna be pretty good for this battle. Next up we have the captain of the Toronto Staraptors, Kieran Black, with leftovers, Terravolta, Roost, Ice Beam, Substitute, and Fusion Bolt. And as you can tell over here, I have 196 in HP and 60 in special defense, but def. And the rest I put on special attack. So the main gist of this thing is actually to take advantage of Zapdos. I've noticed that Zapdos was sort of a problem on my team, and Zapdos does nothing to Kieran Black. It does absolutely nothing. Heat Wave, nothing. Thunderbolt, nothing really. Volt Switch, nothing. If it is the stall set, it's not going to stay in. I get a free substitute up. I can get some huge damage off of something. Manaphy is probably a 2-hit KO with Fusion Bolt. I do believe it is a 2-hit KO. Darmanitan's a 2-hit KO. Hitmonlee, probably a 1-hit KO. Registeel is the only thing that really capitalizes on this, but if Registeel wants to come in and set up its curses, then Vaporeon walls Registeel to the T. Weezing doesn't appreciate it, Dragonair doesn't appreciate it. Even if he brings a defensive Mega Dino is taking so much damage. Porygon 2 will be taking so much damage. Porygon 2 actually can't really do much to Kieran Black because the Bolt Beam action doesn't really break through it, Thunder Wave doesn't break through it, and he's going to be in an awkward situation with that, and it allows him to send out something that he doesn't really want to send out and potentially get some more damage on it. If you're catching my drift over here, I really want this thing to work because it is incredible. Like a roost Kieran Black is frightening. And I want to send out special shout outs to Local Ghoul for wrecking me with this Kieran Black. I believe he ran the same thing against me, and that's what really inspired me to bring in this thing because it's so good. Because usually you think about Kieran Black as an offensive pressure, you never really think of it as a defensive presence, and it pretty much capitalizes on Zapdos. No matter what, I gotta keep this thing healthy. If I can get as much damage as I can with Kieran Black, then I will be in a solid situation because Kieran Black it just breaks down so much walls. And finally, our last mon is perhaps actually one of our most important mons in this battle. It is Ventura the Skunk Tank with the Salt Vest, Aftermath, Pursuit, Sucker Punch, Poison Jab, and Snarl. This is my guarantee mon to make sure that Alakazam gets chip damage, Darmanitan gets chip damage. It's pretty much my Hail Mary pass in case nothing works out. It guarantees that this mon can get the damage off because Poison Jab is way too good. You can get a chance to poison it. As you can tell, even with my investments, I put it in full and attack and a bit on HP. Porygon 2 doesn't really do much to it unless, if it gets a status. Pursuit is to trap Alakazam so I can get that chip damage if he wants to switch out. If Zorg wants to chip out, I can get the Pursuit action going on. Sucker Punch is meant to outspeed, Hitmonlee, Manaphy, Darmanitan. It could potentially revenge kill. And Snarl actually is pretty decent because Mega Dino does nothing to it. It pretty much goes up in, defense and special defense. In which point I can just keep on snarling and snarling, keep on accumulating that damage. Manaphy doesn't really do much to it. Alakazam, if I get the switch on Alakazam or Zoroark or Zapdos, Snarl will just lower the stage by 1 attack. And it's something I can live with because this thing can take a lot more hits with it. But that's pretty much our plan for Bill Standish of the Adelaide Honchkrows. I think it's a great plan because it's going to be a long game. I know, like, either it's going to be a long game or it's going to be a short game, depending on what team Bill brings. This team is meant to beat, anything that Bill brings. In case if he brings, Tailgull Manaphy, if he brings Unburden Hitmonlee or Life Orb Hitmonlee, if he brings Calm Mind Mega Dino, if he brings defensive Zapdos or offensive Zapdos, if he brings an Alakazam, I can trap it. If any of his sweeper Pokemon get in any range of, they can get to a point where they can potentially sweep me, I have the Entei to really capitalize on that, just to go for the extreme speed, get some damage off, and then get on out of there. Mega Dino is just going to be a pain to deal with. Porygon 2 is going to be a pain. Registeel shouldn't be that big of a pain because I have so much coverage for it. I don't imagine Registeel coming in just because, Entei and Sock. It doesn't make sense, but the thing with Bill is that, you got to plan for the unexpected, and if he brings Registeel, then I don't want to potentially lose to a Registeel because I'm like, well, it doesn't make sense to me. So I brought in things to just deal with Registeel. I brought in things to deal with Porygon 2. I brought in things to deal with Mega Dino. I know that his defensive core can't outlast my offensive core, but I do know that if he brings an offensive team, for example, my defensive core can actually outlast his offensive core. So it really depends on what he brings, and it really depends on how I adjust my playstyle in terms of reading the game. So this game will be on cartridge. Be sure to look out for that. And I hope you guys enjoy this. If you guys want to see more team builders, let me know. Put it in the comment section down below. Be sure to check out Bill Standish's channel in the description below once more. And I meant to say that if you guys want anything else in terms of team builders, comment in the comment section down below, not the description down below. But anywho, thank you so much for watching. Wish us luck in our very first week of the R.E.D League, and I'm gonna get going. So thank you so much for watching. This is Cap signing off.